Hey folks, today is Friday, July 31st, 2020. As usual, it's me, your old pal Uncle Video Games. Let's talk about all the gaming news that has been going on this week. God, I really need a haircut. Sorry you have to look at me, but let's just jump in with PlayStation 5 news. Actually, thanks to some leaks or some image dumps on Resetera, it looks like some manufacturing photos of the PS5 have surfaced that kind of reveal detachable faceplates. Yes, the photos we've seen here suggest that the plastic pieces, the white pieces on the PS5, can easily be unclipped and removed, suggesting that maybe we can get customizable PS5s. Or maybe at the very least, like something swappable, easily customizable, maybe it's easier for companies to print, the God of War 2 logo on it or something. I don't know. But I think there is potential here for even folks to just 3D print their own faceplates, because we can go back to the glory days of the 360 faceplates. Remember those? Do we have any? I'm all alone. Hello? Anyone? Do we have a 360? Just gotta pull the tab. Oh, no. Well, anyway, yeah, remember these? This one's really dirty. Remember faceplates? I would love to really go back to that type of thing with the PS5, and even if it isn't a manufacturer thing, I may just DIY it and do it myself. I'm curious to hear what you guys think. We have had a couple of bits of PlayStation 5 news rolling out. There's also, I'm going to link in the description below, some details about PlayStation 5's feature where there's almost going to be instant access to certain things. Mark Cerny has talked about how instant access to, say, multiplayer features or race. It's kind of a weird feature that the article explains better. I also don't know how much of that is actually going to be realized. The PlayStation 4 had plenty of features that we barely see today that they hyped up quite a bit. I don't know. But anyway, I'm curious to hear what you guys think about like faceplates and stuff like that. Do you think these leaks are legit? Do you think these photos suggest something that could actually be done? Or do you think Sony's just going to not really do anything with it? Because that could very easily also be a thing. Now, in other news, Call of Duty Warzone has been killing it, of course, topping the charts, many people playing, but still one of the biggest complaints is cheaters, rampant cheating across the board, and it seems like it's a big enough issue where Infinity Ward had to directly acknowledge it here on social media. I'm going to shorten a little bit, but basically, cheating will not be tolerated. More ban waves are coming. Do not fall for fraudulent services. Also, do not use unauthorized third-party software to mod or hack. This is a bannable offense, and you risk losing your account. Unauthorized third-party software includes, but is not limited to, aimbots, wall hacks, trainers, stats hacks, texture hacks, blah, 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 blah. And avoid tutorials and services that may offer new ways to modify your camo. Anything that suggests altering the memory on your console or PC in order to acquire new gear beyond what is offered in-game is a hack and is considered cheating, and we will enforce accordingly, which may result in being banned. So basically, this is terms of service basic stuff for a lot of players and a lot of games online, but for something as popular as Call of Duty, here they are having to come out once again and reiterate it and really put it out there at face value for some people. I think it's good that they're coming out and publicly acknowledging it. They're not hiding from the fact. They're not just trying to fix it behind the scenes, but to kind of quote what a lot of people have said in their mentions, talk is one thing. Can you back that up? Can you enforce these bans properly and target the right people, the actual cheaters and modders? That remains to be seen, but I'm curious to just see what the future of Call of Duty is, with more and more rumors suggesting that there is a Cold War, Call of Duty game, Black Ops type of thing coming this year. Despite all the work being put into Warzone, they're willing to just immediately move on to the next thing because of the money train. Also, if we are talking about companies acknowledging some shortcomings and potential issues, 343 and Halo have addressed the complaints people have had about the Halo Infinite graphics and the showing from the Xbox presentation, the graphics looking a little bit flat, I would say, a little uninspired in certain spots. I'm just saying what other people are saying. I'm more concerned about the gameplay at the end of the day, but here's what Halo actually came out and said. They basically said that, hey, there is a new aesthetic with this Halo game, more vibrant color, cleaner models and objects with less noise. But despite that, they did say, we do have work to do to address some of these areas and raise the level of fidelity and overall presentation for the final game. The build used to run the campaign demo was work in progress from several weeks ago with a variety of graphical elements and game systems. It was still being finished and polished. Some of the feedback was expected. Other aspects of the feedback have brought new opportunities and considerations to light that the team is taking very seriously and working to address. So they're focusing on detail, clarity, and overall fidelity. So that's what they said. I'm just reporting it. It's gotten to the point where anytime we just talk about Xbox, people think that we're doing damage control for them. We are certainly not. I'm just curious to see where this goes. I hope the game is actually fun. I hope it feels fresh, but also at the same time just good old Halo. That's just me. I am curious to hear what you guys think in the comments. There's probably going to be a bunch of like console war infighting that doesn't really move the conversation forward, but yeah, let me know what you think. Also, just as a quick update, there are rumors suggesting that the Halo Infinite multiplayer will go free to play. Don't have confirmation yet at the time of making this video, but that's a big conversation to have. Now, before we move on, this episode is brought to you by you fine folks out there. I've been trying to do this, and I just think it's important to say thank you guys for watching, showing up every Friday. Some of you for the last 5 years or so since I've been doing this. Oh my god. Thank you very much. Soapbox over. Since I did mention console warfighting before, let's just flame it even more. Because Gabe Newell has randomly appeared on a New Zealand talk show and just basically dropped the bomb that over PlayStation 5 and Xbox, he prefers the new Xbox. And he said it confidently and unwaveringly and without a doubt, and just said, because it is. That was basically all he said about this, but it set the internet ablaze because he is, of course, the lord of PC. So what one random person thinks really matters, right? Hey, I don't know. I don't really care about like what other people think. It's not going to steer my purchase choice in either direction, but from somebody of his caliber and his pedigree, I do think it's very interesting that he would say that he prefers Xbox. That's all we really have to go on. I would actually love to hear his reasoning and his explanation. You know, we know he's like a super smart guy. I would love to hear that. I'm not very smart, so tell me what to think, Gaben. In some really interesting news that is really worth highlighting, a couple of websites, including Kotaku, has done a really great breakdown of more recent Nintendo leaks. There's just been a trickle of leaks for a while now, for old NES stuff up to like Nintendo 64 stuff. There's a bunch of stuff to break down, just some really cool like hidden music that was unearthed that wasn't used in old Mario games. Also some character designs and some sprite designs that we haven't seen before. But the biggest one for a lot of people is what seems to allegedly be the existence of a Luigi in Super Mario 64. In some files, there is a reference to Luigi, and apparently there's some textures as well. So this has kind of been like a long thought thing that like Luigi is somewhere in Super Mario 64, like a legend, the legend that Luigi is. Luigi is like the ghost of Nintendo. I don't know. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's really cool. I love this type of like older school stuff, some info dives, some data hacking. So if you want to like check out the full breakdown, it is linked in the description below. I think it's important to check out. Now let's talk about some things I linked that are just trailers and videos to watch. The first is the Halo Infinite type of gameplay presentation made in Dreams. Dreams, of course, being like one of the most insane platforms lately for people to create stuff. It's incredible. This is from Disarmed, who is known for creating some pretty incredible things in Dreams, and I will say this Halo thing he made looks really damn good. Also linked in the description below is the newest trailer for Hellpoint, which is becoming available and kind of really taking the gaming world by storm, at least on PC. I think this looks really interesting, and I'm probably going to dive in this weekend, and I like to just keep you guys informed of smaller games, so yeah, there it is. Also linked is a release date trailer for Battletoads. Yeah, remember that thing that they announced? So it does seem that this new Battletoads is coming to Xbox and PC and Steam and stuff on August 20th. So that might be something to look forward to. I don't know. Also linked is a little video detailing the extended track list for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, which I really appreciate. Also, the person in the video is doing a 1,000,000 point combo, which of course is pretty impressive and reminds me that it's the one game I'm good at, and I still have to kind of like dust off my old skills and kind of get ready for this one. And also, in case you missed it, they're putting Hawkeye in the Avengers game. Makes sense to me. Not a big surprise. Just hope this game is good. Now, the next story I want to talk about is really special. It's kind of like the Nintendo 64 one. It's more of like a older school deep dive thing. So, in the original Resident Evil, there was an absolutely incredible live action intro. And then, of course, there were other images and stuff of these characters used in the game and marketing. Real-world people dressed up like the characters. And some hardcore Resident Evil fans in the great Resident Evil community have put in the work to find these original actors, many of who were uncredited. Apparently, this was just like in the early days of video game production, so they just hired temp people to just show up, dress up, appear in a thing, and then a lot of it was lost to time. And the hardest person to track down was the actress who played Jill Valentine herself. And now, finally, after so many years of looking, these internet sleuths have found her. Apparently on Twitter, Dr. Raichi confirmed it. The actor, known as Inez, was found by Talonide. Apparently they're going to have an interview and stuff with her soon. I'm very curious to hear that. Apparently she was a teenager when this went down. And I know it just sounds like a nothing story, but I just find these things fascinating because it's like people in the real world, and it's people figuring things out and uncovering a mystery. And also, it gives me an excuse to talk about that live-action intro from the original Resident Evil. It's the most incredible thing ever, and I still think about it, like, every day. Is that weird? And next up, hoo boy, Variety is confirming that Netflix is working on a show with one of the people behind John Wick, and that show is going to be a animated Splinter Cell show, an anime Splinter Cell show. Apparently 2 seasons worth. You know where I'm going with this. Great, cool. It's probably going to be good. There's a bunch of other Splinter Cell things and Division things and Ubisoft things that have been greenlit but still not come to fruition. But usually it seems like when Netflix commits to it, it's more likely that it's going to happen. And we've gotten great things like Castlevania, of course, The Witcher, which I thought both were fantastic adaptations of video games while trying their own thing a little bit. But it's Splinter Cell. All right, I'll take it. But like, guys, you keep doing all these other things. Give me a game. I don't know what else there is to say. Like, am I going crazy here? Please, just give me a new game. Also don't ruin it, but just please give me a new game. Also, if they're doing an animated series, get Michael Ironside involved. Stop rebooting him. I like Sam Fisher for what he originally was. But hey, that's besides the point. That's the video game news. Let's talk about everything going on down in the comments. Of course, like I said, there's probably going to be a lot of console war stuff, but of course, what are you thinking about Gabe's thoughts on Xbox? What do you think about Halo addressing the graphics controversy? And what do you think about PlayStation 5 and detachable faceplates? I am all about it. What do you think of some of the trailers I linked in the description? Let's talk about any of those things going on down in the comments. Like I always say, though, things get a little crazy down there, so if you do want to yell at me directly, find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jake Baldino, or my other YouTube channel, which is called Jake Baldino. But if you come around and you like to get filled in on the week of video game news and you enjoyed this, clicking the like button does legit help. Thank you guys. And if you're new, of course, consider subscribing because we put out videos every single day. But if you want, catch me here. Catch me on the Before You Buys. I'm Jake Baldino. Thank you guys for watching. Pizza's on me.